Audrey Carlson Fieldhouse as the Coon Rapids girls basketball team looks to close out the regular season with the Northwest Suburban Conference matchup against crosstown rival Blaine. Joe Young, Howie Shapiro here, and Howie, this is a team in the Cardinals that has not found a lot of success, but they have been playing a little bit better, but now a monster, the #1 team in the section to close out the regular season schedule.
Yeah, they played earlier in the season and they lost by, I think it was 26 points, but this is a Coon Rapids team in their last 4 games that have been competitive, and they're looking tonight as an opportunity for them to get a win before they start section play. It's a team that's really coming together a little bit more. Coach Wico said this is they're almost right there to get that win, and they're looking to do it here tonight.
Blaine Bengals, the most likely #1 seed in Section 7 4A, will have the bye in the first round of the playoffs, but they really want to be able to fine-tune things here tonight in their last time on the regular season floor, and they're led by the #1 scorer in the conference.
Kayla Moore is excellent, and she averages 19 points a game. She does it from all over the court. She can drive to the basket. She's very good from the perimeter. She's a member of the 1,000-point club. This is an opportunity for Coon Rapids. They held her pretty well in that first contest, but she could go off at any moment, and that's something Coon Rapids knows.
And on the flip side, Coon Rapids will be celebrating their seniors, but they will be looking to get a victory here tonight as well, or at least be as competitive with this highly ranked Blaine team as they can. But Grace Henneman, their lone varsity senior, will definitely get the start tonight, and it's a bittersweet night for her last night on the floor.
Yeah, Grace comes in averaging almost 4 points a game and about 6 boards, and as you mentioned, she does get the start tonight, so it's an opportunity for her to see what she can do here against Blaine, and I think it's an important night for her. It's really important night for the Cardinals.
Yeah, Cardinals just want to find some sort of positive take with them into next week's section tournament. They're going to be on the road. They'll be a 7 or 8 seed, or a 6 or 7 seed in the 7-team tournament, and they know that they have to have things together if they hope to make a run.
Yeah, and this would be an opportunity if they can get the win or at least play this game close. This will give them a little confidence going into next week's game.
Cardinals and the Bengals close out the regular season schedule. Tip-off is next on CTN. Nice hands, drives and scores. Picked him off, beautifully
What is the 2020 census? Every 10 years, the census records everyone living in this country. It's written in the Constitution and comes in a questionnaire that counts everyone who lives at your address on April 1st. The data can be used to inform funding for services like fire stations, schools, clinics, and representation that affect your community. Shape your future. Start here. Visit 2020census.gov.
Cardinals making sure to celebrate the seniors for their opponents as well on senior night, delivering flowers and cards to all 4 of the Blaine seniors.
It was very nice. Nice gesture.
And a little bit emotional as they talked about the 3 seniors involved with the program. Hazel, their manager, as well as Honesty Wilburn and Grace Henneman. And now we're ready to get it underway. There's a look at the starters for the Blaine Bengals. In the backcourt, Allison Terry, Madge Haney, and Anna Garfield. The forwards are Kayla Bohr and Madison Schmidt. Cardinals will start with Benny Kalala and Grace Henneman in the backcourt. Macy Holland Nicole Post and Ella Georgie up front.
You know, Cardinals are one of the teams in this conference. They've got a lot of size, and you know they haven't been able to use that to their extent of their abilities this season. But they're going to try and do that here again tonight. The biggest key for them is trying to move the ball down low and get it to those young women in the post.
Like to get a fast start against the favored Blaine Bengals. But as we talk about every time we do a basketball game, really, it's so important to take care of the basketball and just keep close.
Yeah, I mean, it's really important to take care of the basketball. And you know, the Cardinals, you know, their loss to Osseo just recently, you know, they had 30 of those turnovers. So they certainly can't afford to do that here against a team like Blaine. 17 wins on the season.
Bengals' first chance on offense. This is Allison Terry, pressured by Kalala. Pass poked away out of bounds by Macy Holland.
You know, Coon Rapids' biggest key is obviously contain Kayla Bohr, as we talked about in the opening, and they're going to look to do that, limit her what she wants to do. You see her right now underneath the basket.
They get it to her. Her pass gets away from Garfield out of bounds, and a turnover by Blaine early.
Coach Bruce really describes her as she's got a motor on both ends of the court. She's so important. What a big cog she is for this team. She's strong, she's fast, and they're gonna use her in that extent here tonight.
Three-pointer for Ella Georgie is hard off the back iron. Long rebound goes to Bohr. Bohr on the run. Had her pocket picked by Macy Holland. Holland in some trouble. Able to get it across to Grace Henneman, and now Penny Kalala will bring it up court for the Cardinals. Kalala drives to the basket and scores, and Cardinals on the board first.
Nice job by Benny, just using her speed to get around the defense and getting to the basket.
Cardinals bring a little bit of full court pressure. Terry gets it back across, nearly miscommunicated, but Haney gets it back to her. Bohr in the high post, turns face-ups against post, kicks it out for Garfield, the three-pointer that won't go. Macy Holland able to secure the rebound for the Cardinals.
And that'll be key, too, for Coon Rapids, is that if Blaine misses that shot, they have to make sure they get the defensive rebound. It'll be second-point opportunities is not something you want to give this Bengal squad.
Ella Georgie right side for Macy Holland. Sets up the screen. Holland runs away from it to the baseline, draws a foul, and will get to the line to shoot two.
Macy Holland will go to the line. She fouled on number 10, Madison Meany. Her first personal first team foul.
And able to get the roll and hit them both. Madison Haney with it in the backcourt. Defense backs off. She throws it over the top to Schmidt. Schmidt's shot is off the mark. Gets her own rebound, though, and is fouled underneath. Foul's going to go against Macy Holland.
Foul's called on number 12, Macy Holland. Her first personal first team.
So, of course, her first team foul.
Bohr looking for room, kicks it back out. Schmidt right side for Terry up top. And this is Garfield trying to find a room inside, almost taken away by Kalala, saved by the Bengals. Pass too high for Bohr, another turnover by Blaine.
Yeah, Haney had Bohr underneath the basket, but just too much on that. And she throws it away. Cardinals with a 4-0 lead. So far it's early, but a good start for Coon Rapids.
Kalala will work up court against Allison Terry. Right side now for Grace Henneman. Up top for Ella Georgie. Georgie puts it on the floor and gets it to Holland. High post for Nicole Post. Backs in, turns to her left hand and scores.
Yeah, strong move for a Nicole Post there. She had a really nice game against Andover.
Driving to the other end, but missing is Garfield. Bohr has the rebound, goes to the floor, tied up. Possession arrow favors the Cardinals. Good battle for Macy Holland. She's had a nice start so far.
Yep, she has, and you know, the Cardinals have had a nice start so far in general.
Henneman able to get to that pass. Underneath, looking for Georgie, tipped away, and
Ooh,
they
I'm
say
not sure.
that Georgie touched it as well.
I think it went off a Blaine player, but what do I know?
You would disagree with an official
I know.
of the Minnesota State High School League? It's a bad pass. Bohr able to save it, but right to Macy Holland. Holland looking to push. Gets it to Henneman, stops up, backs away from Haney. Her jump shot rattles around and out. Bohr has the rebound, quickly up court to Garfield. Garfield stutters, goes underneath, drops it back. Haney mishandles, recovered by Henneman. Henneman able to get it to Kalala, and Benny Kalala thought she was going to slow it down. Instead, she goes on the run, kicks it out. Holland for three from the left side, off the glass and off the mark. Rebound to Terry. Terry to the other end for the Bengals, trailed by Henneman. Gets it off to Garfield, and now Haney will take a three from the top of the key. That won't go. The rebound by Holland.
So far, Blaine cold from the field, yet to score a point here.
Kalala's pass, Post not ready for it, but Henneman able to recover. Kalala drives, kicks it out. Georgie for three from the corner. That won't go. Haney, good position to get the rebound. Should get into the front court quickly. Pull up, 14-foot jump shot, won't go. Ella Georgie the rebound. Gets it to Kalala. Kalala will let the traffic clear, get into the front court. Holland, quick three-pointer, that's short. Rebound by Bohr.
And I think that shot did please Coach Wico a little too quick.
Bohr against Post, off the front of the rim. Rebound and a foul. It's going to go against Schmidt. First substitutions for both teams. Rowan Tom checks in for the Cardinals. Lexi Imdiek is on the court for the Bengals. Tom reverses, gets the pick. Looking for room, throws it up off the side of the backboard. Recovered by Terry, moving the other way for the Blaine Bengals. Garfield, near side for Imdiek. Puts it on the floor, up top. Terry, open look for three. That won't fall. Long rebound, out of bounds. And back to Coon Rapids.
Yeah,
Almost 5.5 minutes in, the Blaine Bengals without a point.
And I think that for Coach Bruce doing it, that has to be a little head scratching here that his squad yet to score a point. I mean, obviously it's early, and Cardinals just with 6. I think Georgie thought about that three.
Well, I think that's a huge key, is that the Cardinals do only have 6. They were down 12-0 without having scored a point. That one out off the Bengals. Cardinals get another chance. I think we would have seen a timeout.
Yeah, I think so too. You know, and a smart move by Post, realizing that ball went off one of the Bengals players, just let it go. Retain possession.
Inbound just out of the reach of Georgie. Recovered by the Bengals. On the run is Bohr. Troubled by Tom. Fouled by Tom. She gets the bucket and a chance at a three-point play.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a play that Rowan Tom probably wish he wouldn't have had the contact there, because Bohr had her beat on the run, and she's such a good shooter, and it was that, you know, it was a good percentage shot for her underneath the basket.
And she hits Blaine on the board. Cuts the lead in half. 12 minutes remaining in the first half. Ron Tom trapped in the backcourt by Garfield, able to get in the front. What a steal by Garfield, and then gets behind her. Shot is off the mark. The rebound by Terry. Bohr is fouled. She'll go back to the line to shoot 2 this time.
Yeah, probably not the person you want to put on the line if you're Coon Rapids. Put that one on Holland, Macy Holland. That's her second. Okay, Sid Kerr is going to check into the lineup for Coon Rapids. Holland will take a seat with her 2 personals.
Second one won't roll in. Knocked out off the hand of Garfield. Coon Rapids has the basketball. No, sorry, off of Schmidt. And Coon Rapids has the basketball. Rowan Tom trying to get past Garfield. A timeout, Coon Rapids.
A smart one, too. They were going to turn that ball over. See it again, and good pressure defense there. Rowan Tom having a little trouble with it. And fortunately for Coon Rapids, they were able to get that timeout before possession was lost.
Fathead night here, celebrating the seniors.
Way to represent.
Sid Kerr, long three-pointer, comes up just short. Post had a piece of it, but it's out, knocked away and out of bounds off the Cardinals.
I think that time Nicole thought that one went off a Blaine Bengal and kind of let that one go.
Bengals trying to pass through the full court pressure. Imdeek back to Garfield. Short jumper missed everything. Bohr recovers back out to Imdeek for 3. That won't go. Sid Kerr the rebound for the Cardinals. Pass tip taken away by Imdeek.
Imdeek did a nice job of getting the passing lane.
Up court, Bohr pushes it over to Terry. Back up top. Garfield will pump fake over to Imdeek on the wing. Bohr in the post. Had it stripped by Nicole Post. And recovered by Schmidt. Bohr drives through traffic, gets the foul, goes to the line to shoot 2 more.
Yeah, we'll see how many opportunities that Kayla Bohr gets from the line because she's so active. And, you know, she does such a nice job of creating opportunities for herself.
Rowan Tom called for the foul this time.
That's her second. Team 4th.
Bohr gets the roll again, ties it up at 6. Cardinals start with 6 straight, then 6 unanswered by the Bengals. We're tied. And a near steal. It's recovered by Sid Kerr across. Ella Georgie, an open look for 3, and she nailed it.
Yeah, we've seen Ella have a nice shot from that beyond the arc there. And again, she missed one earlier, but a good opportunity there, and she made it count. 9-6 lead.
And he kicks it back. Garfield will bring it up top. Watched by Rowan Tom. Drives right side. High shot off the glass, off the backboard. And
they're going to get
Bohr had enough possession to get the foul against Kerr.
Cardinals do a nice job of getting the ball to Ella Georgie, and she's well beyond the arc, and nothing but net.
MD from just inside the line hits the long 2. High pass, Kerr trying to get it to Georgie as she was falling out of bounds. Turnover, Bohr on the run, scores, and the Bengals take their first lead.
Yeah, a nice assist there, and again, hits Kayla Bohr in stride. She has 8 of the Bengals' 10 points.
Post turns, finds a little bit of room, gets a jump shot off, and gets the Cardinals the lead right back.
Yeah, again, Coon Rapids just wants to be able to use their height advantage in this situation.
Garfield will run right through the defense, drop it in the bucket, and put the Bengals in front. A steal by Garfield. She's on the run behind Rowan Tom. Stops up, scores again. Henneman in the corner now for the Cardinals. Up top for Rowan Tom. Down low. And the foul against Schmidt as she gave a little shove to Post, receiving the basketball. Stephanie Friedrich will check in for the first time for Blaine, along with Latasia Franklin. Kylie Hetwer in for the first time tonight for Coon Rapids. Macy Holland trying to get it to Georgie. That's deflected. MD behind the defense on the run, slows up and scores.
Points off turnovers, and certainly Blaine makes that happen here, and all of a sudden a 5-point lead for the Bengals after that slow start.
Georgie up top to Rowan Tom. Macy Holland turns underneath to Georgie in traffic, can't get it to go. The rebound controlled by Friedrich. Push it up court quickly. MD cannot find the basket, and it's out of bounds off of Garfield underneath.
Coach Brewster has to feel a little bit happier with the where his team is, that after that slow start.
Cardinals work the perimeter. Holland high post, back out. Sid Kerr, long 3 from the near side, won't go. Holland has the rebound, turns, puts it up. That won't fall. She got another chance, and then that shot deflected. And the Bengals.
Well, Coach Wico talked about empty possessions. 3 opportunities there for Coon Rapids. Couldn't make any one of those count.
Haney a long 3. That's off the mark. Rebound by Kerr. Tom to Hetwer on the left side. Back to Rowan Tom up top. Back to Hetwer. Hetwer will fire the 3. That won't go. Rebound saved, and Haney gets up dribbling and heads to the other end of the court. Franklin into the lane, and she scores.
A nice job by Franklin, I guess, using the dribble, getting around the defense, creating an opportunity. Bengals with a 7-point lead.
Georgie trying to get it to Holland behind the defense, and the Cardinals turned it over. Allison Terry and Kayla Bohr will check back in for the Cardinals. For the Bengals, excuse me. For the Cardinals, it's Nicole Pulse coming back on the floor.
Well, Joe, you touched on early in this game, the turnovers will be important, and Coon Rapids again turning the ball over here in this portion of the game, and they certainly can ill afford to do that against a team like Blaine.
Bohr in the post, working against Holland, kicks it to Franklin, baseline jumper, in and out, rebound tipped out of bounds. And it'll be Blaine basketball.
Yeah, they're going to say that went off Hetwer.
Franklin back to Bohr in the post. Into the lane, shot comes up short. Holland has the rebound. Tom's pass taken away. Bohr on the run. Will lay it up with the left hand.
Yeah, it's an automatic basket for Kayla Bohr. And again, just aggressive. We talked about how quick she is. She's strong, she's fast, and she just gets right in the passing lane and takes it the length of the court for the basket.
Post back to Tom for three. It's good.
And those are some of the things Coon Rapids needs to do. If they're going to get back into this game, they've got to be successful and hit the perimeter shots.
That was a big basket right
huge.
there. As the Bengals had scored 10 unanswered. Hetwer nearly has the steal, but recovered. Kick to Imdeek in the corner for three. That's well short. Franklin gets the rebound for the Bengals. And a timeout called by the Bengals as the Cardinals were trying to trap her underneath.
So they see time remaining in this first half. 5:23, a 6-point lead for Blaine.
.23 to play first half. Blaine up by 6.
If you can't make it live and you want to see what we do, you can always go to YouTube and catch everything that we do here at CTN. From our community update to our sports. YouTube.com/CTN Studios. Watch replays of things we do. It's the best.
It's phenomenal. Haney, an open look for three from the corner, won't go. Franklin is fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot two. Macy Howland is going to pick up her third.
I don't think Macy agrees with that call. She may have thought she had all ball.
Georgie will check back in after the free throw. Holland probably done for the rest of the.
I don't know.
There was an awful lot of ball there.
I think she had a pretty good argument on that, but officials didn't see it that way.
You can't have a good argument with the officials,
Nope.
though. You're never going to win that.
Nope.
Doesn't stop me from trying from time to
course not.
time. But rebound tipped around, out of bounds, and it'll be Coon Rapids ball. Benny Kalala into the front court, right side for Kylie Hetwer. She'll throw up the three. That won't go. Bohr has the rebound. And Terry will get it over for Madison Haney. Into the corner for Terry. And Terry traveled.
Oh, when the Cardinals turn the ball or have forced the Bengals to turn the ball over, this is the opportunity what they need to convert here coming down. Just trailing by 6. It's important. These are important possessions for Coon Rapids.
Cross court, Kalala to the baseline. Her pass tipped away out of bounds by Bohr.
I get the thought there. Again, you try and move that basketball underneath.
Inbounds, quick jump shot for Nicole Post, and boy, did that get the roll.
Yeah, and she had a big smile on her face afterwards. She knows the rim was definitely her friend on that shot.
Haney right side for Garfield. Anna Garfield back to Haney. High post, Bohr turns and faces up against Nicole Post, drives and loops it up off the glass and in.
Well, we've got 4 minutes left. She already has a dozen.
Georgie to Post in the middle. Post back out. Kalala fakes the shot, drives instead. Shot won't go. Bohr able to get the rebound under control. And the Bengals will bring it up court. Bohr turns, shoots, scores.
Yeah, again, she doesn't waste any time. Just turns and fires.
Petwer's pull-up jumper is short and out of bounds.
Substitution for the Cardinals. Back in Grace Henneman.
Grace Henneman will check back in for the Cardinals. Haney right side for Terry. Into Bohr. Back out. Garfield traveled.
That Tommy Glines, he's such a character.
Coon Rapids trailing by 8. A little less than 3 minutes left in the opening half. Trying to force it into post, taken away by Franklin, but then given right back. Kalala trying to get through traffic, gets tipped. Franklin gets to it first, and Kalala's going to end up with the foul. And that is going to be number 7, so a 1-and-1 opportunity for Latasia Franklin.
Yeah, again, just Franklin gets to that one first, as you said. And Benny trying to get that ball back, but just too much contact.
Franklin hits the first and earns the second. Second one rims out. The rebound by Bohr. Bohr lost it in traffic, recovered by Franklin, and she's going to be fouled by Benny Kalala again, going for that loose ball.
That's 2 quick ones
It's
on
going to
Benny.
put her right back at the free throw line. Kalala's fired up. And again, Franklin able to hit the first. It's a 10-point lead for the Bengals. Second one won't go again. Nicole Post, a clean rebound this time. And Kalala into the front court. Finding room for a jump shot is Henneman. Shot won't go. Georgie the rebound. She's fouled and will go to the line to shoot 2.
Coach Bruce Doohan felt that the Cardinals traveled, and I agree with him, but nothing called by our officials. And the opportunity for Ella Georgia. She couldn't get that one down close to drop, but see if she can earn 2 from the stripe.
First one off the back iron. Missed them both. Post tips it to empty space, and it's recovered by Madison Haney. Haney, right side for Garfield into the corner. Terry looks for the baseline. Nearly had it ripped away, but able to rotate it back around to Bohr on the near side. Garfield, little pump. Back out. Terry for 3. That won't go. Rebound controlled by Bohr. Tried to kick it out. Battle on the floor, and Bohr is going to be called for the foul here in the scramble.
Yeah, she's so aggressive. I mean, you can see why. You know why she's a scorer, because she tries to get to that basketball as quickly as anybody on that court. Bohr has 14 of the 26 Bengal points.
Nearly had another steal, but Henneman comes up with it. Georgie for 3 from the corner. It's good again.
That was, again, big for Ella Georgie. She has 6, both her baskets, 3-pointers.
Bohr in the post, kicks it out. Franklin from 15 feet, can't get it to fall. Georgie, the rebound, gets it to Sid Kerr on the run. Miscommunication, no one home. Taken away by Haney. An old miscommunication at the other end. They give it right back. Down court, quick jump shot for Henneman wouldn't go. Tipped to Haney. And the Bengals with possession, under a minute to go in the opening half. Bohr, hard cross court, got through the hands of Garfield. Able to keep it from being a backcourt violation. What a save by Haney and a smart dribble on the floor. Great fake by Garfield, and she scores.
That was pretty.
It was a great fake, but just all around great play, good hustle by Haney, and then the smart enough to put the ball on the floor and dribble out of it rather than get called for the travel. Kalala, a three-pointer. Shot wouldn't go. Post second chance wouldn't go. Third one is good. Just under 20 seconds to go.
And that's a big basket to cut the lead to 7. Obviously, Bengals will play for the last shot, I believe.
Not going to get it off if they don't do it soon. Bohr will get the foul, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2 before we go to the break.
Yeah, tough. And Coach Wico not happy there, giving up that foul in that situation. Well, she'll get Bohr will get an opportunity here.
Full post called for the foul just before time expired.
It's post first, but the team 9th. Yeah, just the contact just before the buzzer.
They put 4/10 of a second back on the clock. Get everybody back on the floor. Bohr's first rattles in and out.
Yeah, an unlikely miss for her.
Interesting substitution
right.
with 4/10 of a second left in the half. For defensive purposes.
I would assume.
Second one is good. That's 15 points in the first half for Kayla Bohr, and her Blaine Bengals lead 29-21. We'll take a break and get some first half reaction after this. You're watching girls high school basketball live on CTN.
County hopes construction of the overpass can start in March or April and be finished by the start of the new school year.
Yes, I'm going to live to be 100.
Welcome back to Coon Rapids High School. You're watching CTN's live presentation of girls high school basketball. We're at the break, 29-21 lead for Blaine over Coon Rapids. I'm here with head coach Cardinals, Tom Wico. And Coach, you talked a couple of things you talked about: empty possessions and turnovers. Probably too many of those for your squad in the first half.
Yeah, we had just way too many careless turnovers, and we're lucky to be down by 8 right now. I think if we do a better job of taking care of the ball, then it'll be a little bit different.
Nice first half for Kayla Bohr. What do you do in the second half to try and limit what she does on the court?
Well, one, we got to stay in a stance, defensive stance, and just stay in front of her. The other thing is, they know that she's a beast on the boards, and we have to do a much better job of keeping her off the boards.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. We're going to take a quick break. Be back with highlights of the first half right after this.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Home fire drills give your family a plan of action. In a home fire, you may have less than 2 minutes to get out. So when you drill, show everyone 2 ways out of the house, pick a safe meeting spot, and get there in under 2 minutes. Then practice home fire drills at least twice a year. You can even make them fun. So everyone knows the sound and exactly what to do when they hear a smoke alarm. Go to ready.gov/fire drill and learn how to prepare your family for home fires.
Back at the Roger E. Carlson Fieldhouse, Blaine a 29-21 lead as we reach the break. And Howie, a good start for the home team Cardinals. They scored the first 6 points of the half. But Blaine, as you talked about with Coach Wico, has one weapon that's very hard to contain.
Yeah, Kayla Morris is really good, and she showed us why. 15 points in that first half. She's just about to her average here in a half of basketball. And the Cardinals know, and he said, we're lucky to be down just by 8. So if they can make some adjustments, if they can clamp down on her somehow, they may have an opportunity to come back in this second half. But they're going to have to do some things differently in the second half of basketball to come back in this game.
Yeah, and also, as you talk to him about taking care of the basketball, they were doing that, and Blaine wasn't early on, and that's what helped the Cardinals get out to that very early lead. But once Kayla Bohr started going, she just kept on going.
She did.
Ella Georgie able to hit a couple of big three-pointers. 3 3-pointers for the Cardinals in the first half. She had 2 of the 3. Rowan Tom had the other. Nicole Post, a nice start to her night with 8 points in the first half. But once the Bengals started going, the Cardinals have been playing catch-up ever since. Bengals have led by as much as 10. Kayla Bohr closed it out with a foul just before the buzzer. Added another free throw just before heading to the locker room.
Well, if the Cardinals can get that post game working a little bit, because they do have the size advantage with Georgie and Post down low, but they have to be able to find them, and that's something that they haven't been able to do.
The Bengals have done a nice job of swarming them when they try and push it into them in the paint. When they've tried to push it into them in the paint, there's been a lot of white jerseys around them and making it very difficult for them to get the ball to them and then for them to do anything with it.
Yeah, and that's something that they excelled at is playing solid defense. And then they also, when they turned the ball over, which Coon Rapids did a number of times, they converted those turnovers into offensive points, and that's something that also did some nice things for them in that first half. I'm sure they'll continue to try and do that and extend their lead in the second.
Well, as we talked about coming into the game, Coach Bruce really wanted to see his team do some things a little bit better. I doubt he was real happy with much in that first half, except for the output from Kayla Bohr, of course. But a lot of sloppy basketball on their half, especially early in the game. And then at the end, we saw some very nice things all the way around. But I'm sure that he's going to come out and talk to us about, some things that we started to do a little bit better, some things we still need to get better.
Yeah, and obviously you're happy with the lead at the break, but I know that they turned the ball over, as you mentioned, as well, and they missed some opportunities too, but the fact they have an 8-point lead coming back, and they're led by, obviously, their star with 15 points, there's some positives to take away.
Well, we're hoping to get a word from Coach Bruce Doohan when we return. More girls basketball action from the barn after this on CTN.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Are you looking for a fun activity for your school or civic group? Volunteer at the Coon Rapids Recycling Center. The center relies on 2 to 3 volunteers every week to help us manage the recyclables that come in and to guide guests throughout the facility. Special events such as paper shredding or the Green Expo require even more volunteers. Stop in and check us out.
We're back at Coon Rapids High School, where you're watching CTN's live broadcast of girls high school basketball. We're at the break, a 29-21 lead for the Blaine Bengals over Coon Rapids, and I'm here with head coach Chris Bristow. And coach, a slow start in the beginning, but you got to like the way, for the most part, your girls responded after.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it, the slow start, but again, once they get acclimated into the game, and try to find a feel for each other and their opponents, we started clicking a little bit better, but it did take a minute, and that's a little bit frustrating, but to kind of finish that, the half the way we did was better.
You and I talked about a number of keys, and you looked down your list, and you checked a lot of them off. Obviously, Kayla with a nice game, but I thought a lot of turnovers. You guys forced turnovers and got points off those turnovers.
Yeah, and that's been a key to our success earlier in the year. We've kind of gone away from that lately. That's something that, it really helps us get going, kind of on both ends. It's motivating for us, and that's something that we need to continue to do. And down on the defensive end, the biggest thing right now is we got to find a body on those kids. They're really long. We got to be physical in there and get some boards. And again, the steals are going to jumpstart us and kind of get our ball rolling.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. We'll be right back with the second half right after this.
Guys, figuring out who counts in the 2020 census isn't complicated.
Everyone living in your home on April 1st counts.
My aunt and uncle who live with us count.
My best friend who sleeps over every Friday night doesn't count.
My new baby sister, she counts.
My mom's best friend who's been living with us, she counts.
Our dog, Mr. BB, should count, but he doesn't.
Complete the census online, by phone, or by mail. Shape your future. Start here at 2020census.gov.
Kayla Bohr with 15 first half points to lead her Blaine Bengals to a 29-21 lead. And Blaine has the first possession here in the second. Haney thought about the three. Cardinal fans groaned, thought she came off the floor, and it should have been a travel. That's not the way the ref saw it. But in the scramble to control it on the floor, Kayla Bohr kicked it to herself, and the ref says we can't have that.
Oh, again, we saw it earlier in that first half, that slow start, some turnovers by Blaine.
Full court pressure from the Bengals, stopping up his Henneman. Her pass was tipped. Haney collects it at the other end. Her shot is short. Rebound by Post. Post in traffic is fouled. Bless you.
Thank you. Finger came off the cough button. It's always fun.
Foul will go against Kayla Bohr, her second in the contest. Bohr got in the passing lane again. Getting it back to her was Haney underneath. Shot won't go for Schmidt. The rebound by Post. She's fouled by Schmidt this time.
Well, even though that basket didn't fall for the Bengals, you see the court awareness from Kayla Bohr as she quickly got that pass underneath.
It's number 3 for Schmidt. She'll come out. Imdeek back into the contest for Blaine. Or no, I'm sorry, it was Latasia Franklin came back in. Both long passes through a lot of traffic. That one was a big collision. Ella Georgie ended up with it behind everybody. Gets a foul, won't go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, I think Nicole Post got the worst of that collision.
Post was a little shaken up after the collision. I mean, 2 Bengals collided with her as she tried to get that ball, and that's where the Cardinals have had those struggles, is those long passes. Blaine very active on defense.
Or they're quick.
Georgie hits them both. Cardinals with first points here in the second half. Terry gets it to Haney. Haney back for Garfield, back to Haney. Franklin back to Haney. Pass was a little behind Bohr. She lost it, recovered by Georgie, and here comes Benny Kalala. Left side for Macy Holland. Into the post for Nicole Post. She'll put it on the floor, kick it out. Georgie for three. It's good.
Yeah, you know, Nella feels it from out there, and then that's her third three-pointer.
And she's in double digits.
All of a sudden, it's just a 3-point lead for the Bengals. That's a trap. Oh, I thought they were going to call it for a travel, but
it's going to be called against Henneman.
Number 33, Grace Henneman, her first personal first team foul.
Bohr up top, Garfield. Haney to Bohr in the post. Kicks it across for Terry. She'll put it on the floor. And she's fouled by Kalala. And Kalala, that'll be her third.
Yeah. That'll be something for Coach Wico to keep an eye on.
So now you got both Kalala and Holland playing with 3 fouls for the Cardinals. Terry up top for Bohr. Bohr to Franklin left side, up top for Haney. And now Garfield wants 3, and she has it.
That's a big basket for the Bengals. They needed obviously to get on the scoreboard here in the second half after the 8-point
Another long
lead.
pass taken away. Garfield jumps the passing route, spins and shoots, and gets the roll.
5 quick points for the Bengals. Lead back to 8.
Another steal, this time by Bohr. She'll run the floor, pass too far in front of Haney, and a turnover right back to the Cardinals. Kalala pressured by Garfield, able to get into the front court to post. Underneath, Georgie turns and shoots. She gets a foul. She'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, unfortunately, she couldn't get that short shot to drop, but that's what Coach Bruce Doran had talked about. We have to find a way.
That's number 3 against Bohr.
That's a big one. They have to obviously find a way to do something against the taller, longer players underneath for the Cardinals.
Bohr will come out with her 3 fouls.
Well, that's big for Coon Rapids. You keep her out of the lineup.
Georgie hits them both. She's got 13. Imdeek in the corner. Into the post, Garfield. Nearly lost the handle, but able to recover. Up top for Allison Terry. Tipped away by Kalala. Kalala on the run, spins back, gets the foul, and will go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, Betty with the quick hands, able to get the turnover. Didn't get the basket to fall, but now she has an opportunity to earn those points from the stripe. Cardinals trailing by 6.
Haney coming in.
Haney troubling her.
That gets the foul right there.
And free throws could very well be important for Coon Rapids. Already 5 team fouls on the Bengals here in the second half.
Second one won't go. Georgie tipped it but can't control. Terry pushes it to Garfield. Garfield is fouled. She'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And that one will go against Henneman.
Garfield's got 11 points for the Bengals.
Shoot 2, number 14, and Garfield.
That one one won't fall. Garfield's got all 6 of the Bengals' points here in this second half so far. Georgie gets it low for Post. Back out to Holland. Back to Post. Post puts it up and in.
Yeah, again, just working yourself into the middle. Nicole Post doing a good job of that and using her height to be able to get that basket. It's a 4-point lead for Blaine.
And Post has 10 points tonight. Breakdown on defense. Garfield all alone underneath.
Yeah, and that can't please Coach Wico, especially with the size difference that Coon Rapids holds underneath. And yeah, just a little lapse on defense for the Cardinals, and the Bengals make them pay.
Henneman cross court. Kalala. And that's going to be number 3 on Haney.
Yeah, all of a sudden fouls mounting up for the Bengals.
Are they going to give it to Garfield?
Let's see what.
Either way, it's going to
3.
be.
It is Garfield.
Either way, it's going to be a 3rd foul. Jenny and Tomboy will check in. First time we've seen her tonight.
And she's had a nice season.
She's come a long way, and she's a good, another big, strong body underneath. Very athletic player. This one tipped away and out of bounds.
Yeah, typically when she and Georgie and Post are in the lineup together, that gives them a lot of strength underneath.
Georgie turns, shoots, roll won't go. Rebound tipped, out of bounds. It'll be Coon Rapids ball. Back to Care for 3. It's good.
That's huge. That's huge. They needed, Sincare's got a nice shot from the outside, and it's important if the Cardinals can get her going. For first points of the game.
Just a 3-point lead now. Terry, an open look for 3. Can't find the answer, and Tomboy has the rebound.
Yeah, the key to the Coon Rapids is just to keep this game close. Especially with Kayla Bohr out of the lineup, we'll see how long Coach Bruce Doohan keeps her out with her 3 personals.
Kalala cross for Care. Back to Henneman up top. Henneman finds a lane, drives, and scores with a left hand. Yeah. It's a 1-point game.
Just a nice job of splitting the defense and getting the bucket for Grace Henneman.
Well, they were so concerned that they were going to try and get it to Ella Georgie in the high post, which is what they were looking to do. But they were so focused on taking that away. That's going to be number 4 against Garfield. They were so concerned about that and taking that away, it left that lane open, and Henneman wisely took the opportunity. So now Sid Kerr will have a 1-on-1 opportunity at the other end, and going to the bench is Garfield. Shot is short, and Tomboy has the rebound, kicks it out to Georgie, finds her way through traffic, and the Cardinals have the lead.
Just a great job for Coon Rapids fighting back and creating opportunities for themselves and using that inside game.
Imdeek for 3 from the corner. That won't go. Rebound to Kalala. Kalala up the sideline. Slows. Kicks it across. Kerr wants 3 more. This one won't go. And that's going to be a foul, and Tomboy going over the top on Schmidt.
So obviously that's Jenny's first team fourth.
Haney into the post. Friedrich's shot won't go. The rebound can't be controlled by Schmidt, and Kerr takes a hard tumble into the Blaine bench.
Fortunately, there was a chair there to help stop her.
Kayla Bohr going to be checking back into the game.
Yeah,
along with Ava Meglin, who's getting onto the floor for the first time for the Bengals.
Yeah, obviously they need Bohr back in their lineup now, trailing by 1.
There was a foul called on the bump, and there you saw it, and that's number 4 against Schmidt. So a lot of foul trouble on the Bengals sideline.
Yeah, and plenty of time left in this game.
2 players with 4, 2 more with 3. Kerr's first is off the mark. The rebound by Meglin. Terry, left side for Imdeek. Worked it to the near side for Imdeek. Back to Haney. Imdeek inside, kicks it to Bohr, finds some room and scores.
Yeah, and see, an instant offense. She gets in immediately, has a bucket to give the Bengals the lead back.
Kalala. Bounce pass to Tombway. She's fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. Meglin going to be called for the infraction. No, Terry.
Oh, Terry. That's her first 9th team foul. And we talked about it already in the bonus situation, 1 away from double bonus. Tomboy, the future of this program, just a sophomore.
Well, so much hope for the future with this Cardinals
a young team.
club, very young. Jay Bryant on for the first time. And the Bengals maybe going to end up going deeper into the bench than they had hoped or planned with all the foul trouble.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Tomboy hits them both. Coon Rapids back in front, 40-39, 10.5 to play. Imdeek, right side. Bryant fakes the pass, drives, gets the foul. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. And Tomboy picking up her second.
Well, Coach Week always talked about how his squad has played better in the last 4 games, and certainly giving the Bengals all they can handle here tonight.
First one off the mark for Bryant. Second one in and out, and Tomboy the rebound. Kalala will slowly look up court, let her offense get settled before she comes across against Bryant. Gets the pick from Tomboy. Up top is Ella Georgie, watched by Bohr. To Kalala. And Tomboy underneath, and she scores.
Yeah, just a nice job of letting the defense come to you and then finding your big underneath. 3-point lead for the Cardinals.
Haney for 3 at the other end, way off target. Bohr is fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot 2.
I'll get Georgie on that, her first. Georgie with 15 points.
Bohr hits them both.
And she's at her average, 19 points on the night.
Kerr able to get control of a pass almost out of her reach. That one tipped away out of bounds by Haney. Madison Schmidt and Anna Garfield both checking back in with 4 fouls.
Well, I think Coach Brewster wants to see if he gets his best lineup out there, see if they can extend this one down by 1, but see if they can extend the opportunity offensively.
Georgie dumps it off. Henneman's jump shot is off the mark. Rebound by Garfield. Drives, throws it up. It's short, and Tomboy has the rebound, and there's number 4 against Bohr. Is it number 5 against Schmidt? Schmidt reacting as if that's number 5, and it is. And double bonus will put Tomboy at the line to shoot a pair.
Definitely not happy with herself. She's called for that 5th and forced to leave the game here with 9:12 remaining.
And certainly you don't like to go take a seat, but at the same time, probably better for your team that it's your 5th rather than Bohr's 4th.
Exactly.
Tomboy hits them both. Imdeek will bring it up court for Blaine, right side for Haney. Imdeek pressured by Kalala. Back to Haney. Haney. And that pass out of reach, that's a backcourt violation. Kalala trying to catch it up and catch up to it and turn it into an easy basket, but it'll be a turnover back to the Cardinals.
And again, I mean, at Coon Rapids, obviously, these are situations that they have to continue to capitalize on. When they turn over the Bengals, they have to convert these turnovers into points, especially now with a 3-point lead.
Macy Holland to inbound.
Yeah.
Too tall for Benny Kalala. And they turn it right back over.
I don't know if Georgie would have been able to get that one.
Nicole might have.
Maybe. Yeah.
Haney, right side for Bohr. Into the corner, Garfield. 3-pointer for Imdeek will be off the mark. Bohr saves it to Franklin in the corner. Haney up top to Garfield, and now Bohr. She'll take the 3. That's off the mark. Kerr has the rebound. Tried to hand it off, and the Cardinals turn it right back over.
Yeah, that's frustrating. They had that basketball, and unfortunately, they just can't keep control of it. Even Red's upset.
Well, that's 2 straight turnovers. Yeah. You know, Cardinals clinging to that 3-point lead. You talked about having to take advantage of opportunity. Well, there were 2 good ones that were given right back. Bohr able to add to her total, 21 in the game.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about how big a player she is for the Bengals. She's got about half of their points.
Underneath, great look in Tomboy, and Tomboy has really gotten hot.
She has. And a nice, as you mentioned, nice look from Kerr.
She has the last 8 points for the Cardinals.
Franklin, that's a 2.
Long 2.
Yeah. She has a half a dozen.
It is a 1-point game. Kerr underneath, and Tomboy scores again.
See, and that's what Coach Brewster was talking about. We have to figure out a way to stop their bigs underneath. They haven't been able to do it here in the second half. 10 for Jenny.
Bohr driving, shot hit the bottom of the basket. Franklin cleans up the garbage.
Cardinals take a timeout, Joe, with 1-point lead, 7:01 remaining, and Coach Wico going to talk to his squad a little bit, but an opportunity here with 7:01 in the lead.
Well, and they said coming in, a big part of it was just to be competitive. They'd love to get the victory, but they want to be competitive. It's the #1 team in the section, most likely, on the other bench. A team that beat them 26 points first time. A perfect position right now with 7 minutes left for the Cardinals.
Absolutely. And again, you just have to limit your mistakes, and you have to make your shots count. And Coach talked about it, empty possessions and turnovers, and that's the thing that the Cardinals will need to avoid here in the last 7-1 if they want to get this win.
And all the bigs in double digits, Georgie Post and in Tomboy.
Yep. And the Cardinals, they'll just try and be smart offensively. They will take their time and set up their opportunities.
Georgie turns, shoots, gets the foul, will go to the line to shoot 2. Franklin started to argue and then thought better of it.
Yeah, just her first.
First one is short. And Tasia Franklin has quietly had a nice night off the bench for the Bengals as well with 8 points. Georgie able to salvage 1 of 2. Quick pass down court. Bengals slow it down. Garfield drives. Cardinal fans wanted to travel, probably should have had one. Cardinals nearly throw it away. Then Bohr got a hand on the pass. Cardinals able to recover. Kalala into the front court. Drives, scores, plus the foul. Franklin called again.
Yeah, just before that, Bohr was fortunate she didn't get called for one.
Very fortunate.
Because she tried to swipe at that.
Kalala able to convert on the 3-point opportunity. It's a 5-point lead for the Cardinals with 6:22 to play here in the second half. Pass poked away, but right to Haney. Pull up won't go. Kalala is fouled, and that is going to be number 4 against Kayla Bohr. Were they just saying it was out of bounds?
No, I think they said it was out of, yeah.
Again, fortunate not to be called.
Yes.
It's an awful lot of contact there. I like the way she plays, though. She's really aggressive.
Oh.
You'd expect with the way she plays, she's going to pick up a foul or two. And with the results that she gets as a coach, you're okay with it.
Yeah, when you're scoring, right now she has 20. When you're averaging 19 points a game, you're going to be fine with that. Bucket here for the Cardinals would be huge.
Good idea, but broken up by Garfield and Bohr together. Holland to inbound for the Cardinals. Feed in Tomboy out to Kerr. Thought about the shot. Will drive instead. The shot is good on the run.
Yeah, nice shot on the run. Under control by Sid Kerr. And all of a sudden it's a 7-point lead for Coon Rapids with 5:41 remaining.
Holland got a piece of that pass. Haney right side for Bohr. Up top, Garfield. Tasia Franklin is fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Big free throws here coming up for Franklin.
first one will not fall for Latasia Franklin. But she is able to make the second. Full court pressure from the Bengals. They feel the pressure of a 6-point deficit. Long point pass to Ntombwe down court. She drives and scores over Bohr.
She has a dozen.
Back up top, Haney wide open look for three, but can't get it to go. Bohr has a rebound. Haney to Garfield, thought about it and did a little dance underneath, but we're up top before deciding to drive and ends up getting a foul. She'll go to the line to shoot two. Foul's going to be against Nicole Post, her second. Garfield can't find the first one. And misses them both. Post holds on to the rebound, and Ntombwe will leave it off for Kalala.
Well, the Cardinals, I'm sure offensively, will continue to force it to, or no, get it down low.
This is going to be a... Whoa, they're going to call that a backcourt violation.
Yep.
How... They've got to talk about this. You cannot call that a back... They are going to call it. They're going to agree with it. You got to back it up a little farther than that to see the tip, but I thought Garfield definitely got a hand on the pass. But their ruling is final.
Doesn't matter what you and I think.
Never has.
Never will.
Never will. Bohr high on the right side, 4.5 to play. Terry to Garfield to Haney up top. Allison Terry puts it on the floor, kicks it back out. Garfield to Franklin for three. That's off the mark. Rebound tipped and controlled by Garfield. Back to Haney. Give and go, trying to get it back to Haney. Ball poked away, but it's going to be a foul on Benny Kalala. That'll be her fourth.
Her fourth, team ninth.
A 1-and-1 opportunity for Allison Terry. Able to hit the first.
You know, Coach Bruce Stewart had mentioned to me when I talked to him that they haven't played well in the last few games, and that they were hoping this game would be an opportunity for them to kind of gain some momentum back. But so far, Coon Rapids has a lot to say about it with a 6-point lead and 4 minutes
Yeah, their
remaining.
second half has been impressive. They were down 8 to start this half, and just took it by storm from the get-go, and have continued to keep their foot on the gas. Have the lead at 56-50 with 4 minutes exactly on the clock.
Now, Coach Wico just talking to his squad about playing smart basketball.
Friends and family enjoying the game. It's senior night, and their team has a lead.
Marshall Holland in the
contest.
house.
Couldn't have thrown on a Coon Rapids hat.
Hey, he's
I know he's repping.
He's a Piper.
He's repping Hamlin. I get that, but
I get the hat. You could wear the Hamlin warm up top and the Coon Rapids hat. You know.
I'm guessing he's got one
red.
somewhere.
There's still red in there. You know. he was fun to watch in his career here in Coon Rapids.
Kalala into the front court. Will back up into the corner, up top for Nicole Post. Hands it back off to Kalala. Five-second violation.
Franklin back in for Blaine.
Just a little bit too much indecision and miscommunication by Cardinals on offense. Bohr into the lane. Shot is off the mark, and then Tomboy has the rebound.
Well, that's the key. You limit Blaine to one shot. They get the miss, and you get the rebound and an opportunity to continue to work your offense.
Pass is tipped, taken away by Haney. Haney is fouled and will go to the line to shoot two.
Big free throws for Blaine continued. They need to make these two free throws here.
Number 3 against Post. And just not going to give up the easy basket.
No, and that's that. You got to take the foul in that situation.
And make sure, as she did, there's no chance that ball was going in. Haney able to convert as much as we talked about her first point of the ball game. And she hits them both cleanly.
Big free throws.
Henneman and Georgie back in for the Cardinals. Cross court for Kalala. Kalala almost lost the handle. Tip, got it back. Georgie to Tomboy. Short jumper on the baseline. Will not go. Garfield has the rebound. Heads up court for the Bengals.
And the Bengals need to be patient as well and just look for their shot. Now just trailing by 4.
Franklin is blocked right to Grace Henneman. And the foul is called against Franklin. And Latasha Franklin has picked up 3 in relatively quick order here in the second half. Good defense by Ella Georgie started that. And now Grace Henneman at the line for free throws. Henneman able to hit 1 of 2. Kayla Bohr high on the left side, across for Garfield. Garfield, no room to work. They get it to Terry. She'll take the 3, and she hits it.
That's huge. That's a huge three-point shot
Back to a 2-point game.
Terry.
Timeout, Coon Rapids.
Well, they had to.
Just before getting stuck in the backcourt.
Well, in this last 2:01, we'll see offensively for Blaine. If Bohr, she's been stuck on 21 for a little bit, if she can get an opportunity to continue to get her offense going. And for the Cardinals, I think you continue to try and see if you can work that ball down low, because they've been successful in the second half moving it inside. And you see 16 for Georgie, 12 for Jenny and Tomboy off the bench.
Cardinals to inbound from right in front of the scorer's table. Kalala. Pass taken away by Terry. Haney, bounce pass Garfield, gets it back to Haney. Garfield on the right wing. Up top, Haney. Haney, long three-pointer off the mark, and the rebound
I don't like that
by
shot.
Kalala. Kalala, bounce pass, Henneman, back out. Kerr thought about the three, and she traveled. 82 seconds remain in regulation.
Yeah, you know, that shot by Haney too. I mean, it's way outside. I'm sure Coach Bruce Stewart not happy with that selection. It's just drop, down by 2.
When you're that open, you almost have to take that shot. Garfield drives and is fouled.
Looked like a travel to me. Let's see it again.
Steps out. Oh, foot still moving. That's a good goal.
Yeah, I guess so.
Looked like there was an extra step, but it's kind of after the contact.
Yep,
so
the contact was made. You're right.
Chance for Garfield to tie it from the line. And we are tied with 1:13 to play. It all comes down to the final 73 seconds. Henneman to Kalala. Got it into the front court. Left side, Henneman. Henneman drives and scores.
Oh, nice basket by Grace Henneman. She went around Bohr for that.
Kicked out. Terry for 3. That's off the mark. Kalala has the rebound. To Ntambwe. And a timeout, Coon Rapids with a 2-point lead and 37 seconds left. We talked about needing some confidence to head into the postseason.
Yeah.
It'd be some confidence just to play with the number 1 seed. What kind of confidence do you get if you beat the number 1 seed?
Yeah, I mean that's huge because you want some momentum going into that section game, and I mean even if you don't win this game, you do have a little bit of momentum. But I mean right now with basically 38 seconds left in a 2-point
scoreboard,
lead.
and regardless of what happens over the last 40 seconds, you're right. The scoreboard indicates that the 2-24 Cardinals can play with any team in the section.
Absolutely. And Coach Wico said we're almost there. We're right there. We played well in our last 4 games. We just haven't been able to get the W.
As we talked about once or twice, when it comes to sections, you can throw those records right out the window.
Yep.
So Cardinals with possession and a 2-point lead. 37.9 remain in the game.
Biggest thing for Coon Rapids is do not turn the ball over.
Inbound to Kalala. Kalala working against Terry. Gets it into the front court. Kicks it out. Kerr to Georgie. Henneman in the corner. Lot of traffic. Reversed, and a foul is called. Henneman will go to the line and shoot 2. You talk about big free throws.
These are pressure. You hit these 2.
First one is just short. 20.4 remain. Second one won't go, but the rebound by Ntambwe, and she traveled, and a turnover back to the Bengals. They will take a timeout, trailing by 2. 17.4 remaining.
Yeah, Coach Bruce Doan calling that timeout, and a good one, because he obviously, down by 2 with very little time remaining, wants to set up this opportunity for his squad, at least to get the tie before the buzzer.
It's an unfortunate turnover
It
after
is.
the missed free throws. A great rebound by Ntambwe. The traffic was coming. She felt she got contact and a foul, but not the way the officials saw it. They rule it as a travel. And we'll see what the Bengals decide to do. They look for a way to get inside early, or do you wait for the last shot?
You get it in number 5's hands if you're the Bengals.
If you can.
They're going to try, and Coon Rapids obviously knows that. Defensively, they're going to make sure that they trouble her.
MD back to Haney. Haney up court. Will throw it up. That shot's off. Got her own rebound. Throws it up. That won't go. And Ntambwe has the rebound. Can't believe they took so long to foul. And Ntambwe will go to the line to shoot 2 with 2.7 on the clock. If she can hit these, could pretty much seal the deal. But yeah, she dribbled through traffic for 4 seconds.
Yeah,
I'm amazed
a lot of wasted
it
time.
took that long for them to get to her and take the foul. First one is good. Three-pointer will only tie. Second one is off the mark. Timeout called before the shot. Coach Bruce doing
not happy.
No, but gotta walk a thin line when you talk to the officials like that.
Well, you put some time back on the clock. When did he call that timeout?
Well, he did call it
just as the
as soon as they had possession. And they do put 2.3 on the clock.
Yeah.
So the Bengals will have to inbound from underneath their own basket.
Correct.
But a lot easier to go the length of the court in 2.3 than it is in 1.0.
Boy, tell you, the last 2 basketball games we've seen, Joe Yend, they've been pretty good. They've been fun.
Well, and on Tuesday night, a double overtime win for the boys team over Andover. Could we see back-to-back home victories for Cardinal basketball?
We're hoping.
2.3 seconds for the Bengals to try and get this tied up and send it to an extra period. Inbounded to Garfield. Garfield from more than half court. Hit the front of the rim. And the Cardinals have pulled off a massive upset.
Huge upset.
To beat the Bengals 60-57.
Yeah, I'm so happy for this program. What a great win for them. 60-57 the final. The Cardinals with the big upset over the 17-9 Blaine Bengals.
And there you go. You wanted a little something, a little spark, a little positivity, a little confidence going to the postseason. How about a win over the top-ranked team in your section?
Like it. Good job.
We will take a break, try and get a little post-game reaction after this. You're watching CTN's live coverage of girls high school basketball.
Welcome back to Coon Rapids High School, where you're watching CTN's live presentation, girls high school basketball. A thriller, Coon Rapids upsetting Blaine 60-57. I'm here with two stars of the game, Grace Henneman and Ella Georgia. Grace, I'm going to talk to you first. A senior, I'm going to make sure we get that. Your basket really was the final decision in that game, obviously. Talk about the emotions that you're feeling right now.
Oh my God, I'm just ecstatic. I am so proud of these girls. We have fought so hard over this season, and I'm just super happy to come out with a win.
Talk a little bit about, you're down by 8 at the break. Talk a little bit about what Coach had to say and what his message coming out in the second half.
Yeah, it was really tough. We had to persevere, obviously. He told us, just slow down, play our game. This was our game, and not one half wins a game. So we just had to go out and win that second half.
Grace, congratulations. Looking forward to the sections. Ella, 16 points. Coach talked about the whole time, we need to get movement underneath, get our big players underneath. Talk about some of the success you had here this evening.
I don't know. I just really worked on finishing this week, in practice, and it paid off in the game. So I don't know.
Strong from beyond the arc. You hit some three-pointers. How that was big. Talk about some of the differences in your game. You were strong underneath, but also able to finish from outside the arc.
Yeah, I don't know. I really like to play outside. It's my favorite spot, and it was just a great opportunity to do it today, and I don't know. I don't really get to do it that often, so it was exciting for me.
How big is this win going into sections?
It's awesome. It's really awesome.
Congrats on the win. We're going to take a quick break and back with Coach Wico right after this.
How will 2020 census data be used? Where there are more people, there are more needs for public services. That's why the census is used by the government to inform funding decisions each year. But that's not all. It's also used by nonprofits to inform services, by businesses to create jobs, and even by students for school projects. Understanding how the population changes helps us shape communities across the country for the better. Shape your future. Start here. Visit 2020census.gov.
Welcome back. We've been watching CTN's presentation of girls high school basketball, a 60-57 win for the Coon Rapids Cardinals over the Blaine Bengals. And I'm here with head coach Tom Wico. And Coach, you talked about the fact that you guys were you were there, and you the last 4 games you played well, but you haven't been able to get over that hump and get the W. How huge is this win? So how big was this win for you tonight? Obviously, the girls feel it was a big win.
I'm telling you, man, that's been a long time coming. We've been playing really well as of late, and just making a few mistakes at the wrong time. But we've been in a lot of the games that we have played, the last few games that we played. So, like I said, I think we're right there, and we did a much better job in the second half of not having empty possessions and doing better on the boards. So, I'm thrilled.
You talked about how important it was for you to get your bigs involved, and they really did a nice job in that second half.
I think we executed some plays that allowed us to get them the ball, and they finished, which is something that hasn't been happening all the time. But again, we got to the line, we got them in foul trouble, and I think the free throws paid off for us.
Talk about coming up now. You get this win, and you're going to start section play on Wednesday.
Yeah, we might end up playing them right away next week. So who knows? We'll find out tomorrow where everybody gets seated. But I think we're ready. We're ready to play whoever it is.
Coach, we're all so happy for you guys. Good luck in the sections. We'll be there to cover it. We're going to take a quick break and be back to wrap things up right after this.
you know you can report problems to the city with your smartphone? Download the Coon Rapids app. The Report It feature allows you to describe the problem, snap a photo, and submit it directly to the city work order system. It's an easy way to report a pothole, broken street light, or other neighborhood concern. No smartphone? Then hop online and report your concern through the city's website. City maintenance problems solved the easy way. Coon Rapids Report It.
Well, an emotional finish to the regular season for the seniors. They do little senior speeches after the game, which I think is great because then, you don't get too emotional before the game. It was still a little emotional before the game. Just a great emotional night for the Cardinals, not only their seniors, but the whole team. I mean, obviously it was a little emotional because of it being the last night, and it started with a little emotion and then a lot of emotion during the game and even more afterwards. And the way they celebrated coming out behind Coach Wico, that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun, and it certainly caught me off guard. But you're right. It's an emotional night for this team, and they've had their struggles quite obviously, but it's an opportunity for them to get that win and go into the section playoffs on a high note, on a little bit of, and they get a little bit more confidence as they go into Wednesday's game.
Well, and they really forced the action in the second half. Ella Georgie picked up where she left off, scored the first 7 points of the half for the Cardinals, and then they forced it inside, got Blaine in foul trouble throughout. They took the lead with about a little less than 11 minutes left, and they never looked back. Able to keep that lead. That's the basket right there. Broke the tie late in the game. Just a great play by Grace Henneman. And the Cardinals, despite a couple of turnovers late that really could have been costly, able to hold on for a huge win.
Yeah, I mean, how exciting was that for Grace on her, final home game of her senior season to get that bucket? Only 5 points, but through that last basket.
Yeah,
how huge was that?
That came with under a minute to play. It was a tie game at that point at 57-all. That broke the tie. Cardinals able to keep the Bengals from scoring again and answering, so that turned out to be the game-winning basket.
As Coach Wico said, there's a good possibility that they'll see these same Bengals this squad on Wednesday to start this section playoff, and they have to feel pretty good about that if that's the case, because they know if they play their game, they obviously no empty possessions, limit the turnovers. They have another opportunity to get a W, but they'll relish this one for tonight.
It'll most likely be Blaine or Andover, one of the two. Andover was 8-0 in section against section opponents coming into tonight. Blaine was just 5-2, so they finish at 5-3. That'll be a good argument for the Huskies to try and get that number 1 seed in the first round bye, which would mean most likely the Cardinals would go to Blaine on Wednesday. There's also a possibility they might see Forest Lake, but that all has to be figured out by the coaches at the seeding meeting. We can just prognosticate about it.
We'll just show up where they tell us to, but they said tomorrow they'll know, and so they'll get the opportunity to figure out who they're going to play after tomorrow, and they'll go and they'll game plan accordingly. And whether it's Forest Lake, Andover, or Blaine, this squad will be ready.
Well, and they can definitely celebrate the win tonight, but as you mentioned, they got to get right back to work tomorrow. Section tournament is next Wednesday, but what a game for us! What a week for us here on CTN and here at the Roger E. Carlson Fieldhouse. We'll be at the girls basketball playoffs on Wednesday. Of course, we can't show that live, so it will premiere here at midnight. Boys basketball next Friday against Rogers. That's their regular season finale. And then boys basketball playoffs the week after that. But that's going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. Again, the final score from the Fieldhouse, it's Coon Rapids 60, Blaine 57. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us, continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying good night.